Alright, here we go. Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 223. We are here reviewing episodes 35 through 42 of Kamen Rider Double. 35 and 36 is, well, the subplot of this one is basically that this bird woman who's very depressed. The big thing about this one is that it actually ends this series' second story arc because of the actual main villain of this one, the Weather Depot, Dr. Iska, where he has turned on the museum and allied with Sonoko, that's the oldest daughter of the head of the foundation, the head of the museum, and basically like, yeah, if I win, I'll see you as a real woman. Yeah, it's like they're really close a lot of the time, but nothing really romantic per se. He was more interested in her depot form than the actual her. And then, of course, there's also the whole thing that was debut of XL's, like, his new mode, which is Trial, which, of course, he breaks the record. Of course, he has to save the woman. We also see that Shroud is there more than just seeing her too. She's there for like a good chunk of the episode. And we also see where Ayako interacts with her, a woman she's probably knew about this woman, but never really interacted with her per se. Not really, no. Merely because basically she just, well, wasn't there. And then pretty much basically, well, after a big long battle that happens in episode 36, the Weather Depot, Dr. Iska, he is defeated. And then he blows up due to his multiple uses of memory of the memory strips, because he used more than one. So he dies. Yep. And that kind of ends the second story arc. And then we move on to 37-38. Well, basically, Sonoko on a run from our own family, so let's send out the museum's grunts. These mass suit men who appear here, and and this two-parter is noteworthy for the debut of an organization that did pop up in, not necessarily O's, it didn't pop up in O's, but it did pop up in 4A, because 37-38 is the debut of Foundation X. And basically, from what I've read, this organization is supposed to be the modern-day equivalent of Shocker, except that they actually appeared in more than one show. They appeared in several. They were like a major overarching antagonist for Heisei Phase 2, and probably even into the Railway. Yep. So, yeah, and, well, pretty much basically with, let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, also, we debut a new Hopper, who takes on a very beautiful woman. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, the sister in the previous, two-parter. That was like, the one to play a sister from the Yesterday Depot two-parter. Believe it or not, I read up who she is. The actress who plays her, she was in Magi Ranger. Yes. Who was she per se? She was the Magi Red's love interest. You're like, really? That was his love interest? Yeah. That's the weird thing about the show. They like having it where depots are like, half the time they're like Sentai alumni for some weird reason. Not really sure why. It's just kind of how it is. Yeah. Of course, that was the Yesterday Depot. No, the Weather Depot himself was not well, he was not, how should I put this? He was not an alumni. Not that I can think of, no. Let's see if I can find here. Depots. Let's see. Yesterday. Let's see. Oh, yeah. She tried some of the Kanta's Depot. Yeah. So, the one who is, she was like a bird lady. Yeah, and she was very depressed. Now, unlike in the case of the previous two-parter, by which she is for a movie, this woman in particular, well, she just appears as two-parter. She apparently she hasn't really done very much, so yeah, just with the CJ Bird, which was interesting. The Hopper Depp, I gotta admit, basically the actress who plays her, very pretty. But she's only in the two-parter before her character gets killed off. Currently she's 38 years old, which makes her like a year older than me. Yes, so she must have posted on a lot of Kamen Rider stuff. So apparently she not only does live action, she also does suit acting as well, of the same character, which is interesting to say the least. Yeah. And weirdly enough, there's not a lot of Depots left. You're like, really? Yeah, really. So, in the case of like 39 and 40, the interesting about this one, it's like, where this Depot technically wasn't harming him per se. The whole thing about it's a DNA mixer, and like he was choppy with a movie theater, but he didn't harm anybody. He just wanted people to watch a movie that when they had Shotaro and Ayako watch it. Believe it or not, this went on apparently for 7 freaking hours. Yes, 7 hours, this movie. And then they tried to make a movie, and then the Genie Pod is mostly there also to, like, enhance Sonoko, actually not Sonoko, actually Wanaka. She becomes the new head of the museum in these episodes. It's like her father is taking more of a step back from the role that he had been. He'd been a sort of a reoccurring antagonist, but not the main antagonist. Wanaka, and we also reveal in the two-parter that the whole thing of the Foundation is that, I think it's a two-parter, where we finally find out who exactly Philip is. His real name is Reiko, and he's actually the long-lost son of the Senzo family, which means Waka and Seneko are in fact his sisters. Yep. And that kind of plays a small role here, but doesn't play a really big role, like tiny-ish. He's bothered by this. Also, he tries to access the library in another two-parter. He apparently is like thrown out by his own sister, who apparently has got access to it, though he was able to actually read the book later on. Though, of course, the whole thing was basically like him enhancing. I think it was, it was Wanaka's clay doll ability, enhance him, make much more stronger, be more upgraded form for her, which that was a really cool look for her. And then once that was done, pretty much basically his use was done in the two-parter. Pretty much he just gave up his memory strip. He just gave it to Double, and he just broke it, and that was it. He didn't fight him. Well, he tried him a bit, but he just went back to make movies. Also, the woman he was sort of using his build to make, it's like everyone thought he liked her. No, he just didn't like the fact she was cheery, and she like maybe he has attached to her, but it's not really much here per se. But a very interesting two-parter. Yes, it was a very interesting one. Now, I would have thought, I think I may have seen the actor who plays Toru. Yes, I think he was in like another show. Oh yes, now I recognized him now. So this is the guy who plays Long from Geki Ranger. Yes, the actual true villain of Geki Ranger, and he pops up in this two-part. I'm like, okay, that's really cool. He's not exactly the same character in that one per se. He's not like very intimidating. That one he had a lot of charisma. This one's very shy and likes writing stuff down instead of talking to people. And then with the next two-parter, it's like, yeah, where it's the whole thing with this two-parter. It's that it's assumed that this detective who has been described as sort of very gullible And I try to recruit this chick. Oh yeah, this is detective who every time you see him, he has this blue black scratch on him pretty much all the time. Even if he's in a hoodie, he's always got it with him. Like he walks on, like even the hoodie he has like on his shoulder. It's like he can't go 2 seconds without it. And of course, his partner thinks he's a dirty thief because he stole a diamond. And it turns out, no, he didn't steal it. It was his pretty lady. And turns out she was like leaving with his punks. Apparently, he knew her when he was a kid. When she was a kid. Yeah, basically he was like, so it's like the way it has a red herring where the woman is the like thinking, oh, she is the maybe one of the two-parter, but no, she's not. Oh, she's a year younger than me. She's very pretty. Yeah, and she only does this show. She showed up in this two-parter, and that was it. Very interesting that they did this. That I like the whole red herring thing. And apparently she's so powerful, she actually briefly could fight with Sayako. And it was like, Sayako? Yeah, and the whole thing with the Joe Depp pot, it's like, oh, he's so powerful. Well, thanks to another round with the extreme mode, they actually able to beat him. Yes, in the second fight. Yeah. And for those of you curious about the actor who played, he's like a male model. That's the character. His name is Makito, and he only shows up in this two-parter. Yeah, and he is actually arrested. And they did fight on a cruise ship, which I thought that was really cool. Yeah. Otherwise, though, great two-parter, and great episodes. We also make a debut of another character named Jun Tasu, who's basically well, the best way to describe this guy, he is there. He's not doing anything per se. He is part of Foundation X, and at first he thought he was working with, well, everyone thought he probably was working with, well, he just aged of the Foundation, and he's here working with Wanaka and her sister, kind of playing each other off per se. I gotta say that overall this was really good. And also at this point we only have 3 more dead pods left. Yeah, that is because there is roughly 7 more episodes of the go plus 1 movie. Yeah, so the plan is to watch next 2 episodes, watch that solo movie, and then watch the remaining episodes. Yep, so yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, well, probably a little bit later after my stream, okay? See you. Bye.